Right, good afternoon, everyone. I am John Corbett from AudioCodes. Jonathan's already stolen a lot of my thunder, so I'm just going to kind of expand on some of the things Jonathan talked about earlier on, particularly around the AudioCodes product meeting insights. I'm looking up the alerts down here. Okay, there we go. Meeting insights. So that's the product that Jonathan mentioned earlier on. It's one of our value-add applications. Now look, I'm not going to spend too much time about the navigating AI platform challenges. I think you've heard quite enough from all of the much more comprehensive speakers than I. But we deal with a lot of organisations these days that are actively investigating how best to deploy AI. And there are a number of particular challenges that you come across as you're investigating AI products. Firstly, the AI marketplace itself is massively complex. So kind of understanding that complexity is always a challenge. How you can integrate it. Will it integrate into my existing infrastructure? That's one that causes a lot of people some sleepless nights. Does it cost in? And that kind of goes to the last point on this slide as well. Does it cost in? Vendor reliability. Anyone that's been around this industry for a number of years know that when new technology kind of manifests itself, very often you get small organisations that come up with very good technology, and quite often they then get acquired by big boys later on. Alternatively, you get little organisations that come up with not so great technology, and that may not be there in 2 years' time. So that's a big challenge. But probably the best bit is evaluating the user case. Actually being able to demonstrate a practical business beneficial user case is fundamental when you're looking to deploy these technologies. Otherwise, it's just really technology for technology's sake. Not going to read all of this. These are just some of the questions that we get asked every day about meeting insights and kind of AI technologies in general. Probably the two on the right are the ones we get asked most commonly. You know, how can I accurately summarize my team's meetings? How can I improve forecast accuracy? How can I improve sales methodology? And can I make it pay for itself? And they are the key things that you have to answer when you're looking at some of this technology. Okay. Now, the big difference with Meeting Insights to a lot of the other products out there is we're kind of treating it the way you guys treat your email. So generally speaking, you can go to any business, ask them to find an email from 6 months ago, and it takes most people about 20 seconds. You know, they can go into their Outlook 365 or their Exchange server, find their email, bang, it's done. If you ask them, could you share all the contents of a Teams meeting from 2 weeks ago, unless they are particularly diligent individuals and have made it their work to collect all the slides and the notes and who said what, then it's generally quite difficult. So the concept that we've done with Meeting Insights is to create a central repository. And again, this is a bit of a techie slide. I'm not going to spend no time going over this, beyond the fact that if you just look at the central repository in the middle, features are at the top there, and then you can see the integrations that we have around that central repository, not just into standalone applications like your email and things like that, but also we're now providing native integration into a lot of business apps, CRM apps, like Salesforce.com. So that's an area that's going to move significantly as this product progresses. Ways to access the central repository. Obviously, you know, predominantly Meeting Insights was based around Teams, although we now support Zoom. And as we move forward, there's going to be a proper UC agnostic strategy. And I'll talk just on one of the later slides that you can also access it not just from the Teams clients on a PC or on a mobile, but also now from a dedicated mobile application, which has opened up a raft of different user cases. Lastly, and this is kind of where Jonathan kind of specialised and talked a lot about, it's called AI agents here. We could equally call it custom templates. And you'll see, and I've got one other slide to talk about this, that general kind of summarisation has become a bit of a commodity. So what people are looking for now is a tailored output from any generative AI platform, either based on their vertical or their particular job role persona. When it comes to central repository, we've kind of made it look very kind of email-like. So on the left-hand side there, you can see there's a list of all the Teams meetings, and you click into one of those and you get the screenshot on the right. So you can go in, you can see all the slides, all of the generative AI output, and also any of the custom templates that you need. So, you know, there's no user input required during the meeting. Unlike a lot of other platforms, you invite the bot to the meeting, the bot does all the work, and then you can tailor how that output comes out from the generative AI platform. So, summary by persona. As I've just mentioned to you, and Jonathan talked about this quite extensively earlier on, standard summaries have really just become a bit of a commodity. So now what businesses are looking for is customized output that really is tailored to both their job role and also their vertical sector. And you can just see a load there. You know, you've got IT departments, sales teams. I think it was mentioned earlier on, we've already got a number of custom templates, one of which is a HR one, where you can upload the job description and the CV of a potential interviewee, and then the platform will, during the actual interview process, summarize everything and then produce output at the end on how suitable that candidate is based against the information that's been put up. It's just an example of kind of where this is going. And I think Jonathan mentioned we've worked closely with Jonathan and Britannic. You know, Jonathan spent a lot of time producing a very customized kind of template for a sales methodology that Britannic use. And we've worked with him to build that sales methodology as a custom template within Meeting Insights. So now he can have his meetings and not have to record it and upload it to ChatGPT. He can have all of that information automatically rolled out of Meeting Insights. So it's all there at his disposal at the end of it. And that's an area we really see being productive moving forward. And also, you know, customers are really looking for that type of customized output from any of these engines rather than just a standard generalized summarization. I mean, Meeting Insights, beyond just the summaries, also produces things like automatic action points that you can then assign within Meeting Insights to an individual, and they will get notified that they've picked up an action point from Meeting Insights and will continue to get things like reminder emails until they've marked that action as completed. So as a business productivity tool, it's incredibly valuable. And I think what we're finding moving forward is as customers use it, there are user cases that even we hadn't anticipated in the way that the platform itself is being used. The big change has been the dedicated mobile app. So we now, prior to the dedicated mobile app, if you want to use Meeting Insights, you had to use it on a Teams meeting. A dedicated Teams meeting had to be set up, you had to attend it, and then you'd add Meeting Insights to that Teams meeting. Now, we've got a dedicated mobile app. If you're having a face-to-face meeting in a coffee shop, on a round table like this, you can pull out the app, press the record button, plonk it on the table. It will then record the whole meeting for you. Not just record it, it will upload it to Meeting Insights. You'll get a full transcription and then a full summary of that call. Of that meeting. And not just that, when you think about how that's being done, you can then use that to, if you make a mobile phone call on your mobile, you can record it locally, you can upload that mobile call recording to Meeting Insights and get a full summary of that. If you're using it to do voice notes and voice reminders, all those can be uploaded, again, transcribed and summarized accordingly. So when you then start to think about the user cases that you can use a dedicated mobile app for on a face-to-face environment, then all of a sudden it's significantly expanded the user case for a value-added application like this. And as I say, as we're moving forward, we're finding more and more use cases that even we hadn't anticipated. So pretty much the world's your oyster here, and the customization of the platform is really making it beneficial for multiple different personas and vertical sectors within the industries. And I've got 30 seconds left. So I'm done. Thank you very much. That's it. If you've got any questions, we're sitting over there in between those two pillars. Please come over and have a chat. We're happy to show you. We've even got a live demo we can show you if you're interested. Thanks very much.